Hi, it's Alaska Granny. I'm at a granny camp and I was going to give you an update on my greenhouse. I've been planting things. It's been up about a month. Once I got these water jugs holding it down, it has really been secure and I've really been pleased with the results. It stays nice and warm in there. The wind isn't bothering it anymore. I'm really proud of the plants and how well they're doing because it's been a very dry spring in Alaska, and once the snow melted, we just really have not had any rain, which is extremely rare for this time of year. Plus, we've had it very nicely warm. It's been almost 70 degrees for quite some time, which is very unusual that it's this warm and this dry this early in the year. It's been wonderful to have the good weather, but the results of how the plants are going in the greenhouse has been far superior to what's been going on in my actual vegetable garden at my home. Let me show you the results. And if you hear a bunch of noise, sadly, somebody sold a piece of property near my granny camp and someone is building a house. And so that's taken away from some of my peaceful summertime existence. But you can't stop progress. You can't own everything. So you can see I managed to fill it up with my grow bags and everything is growing fantastic. I've been so pleased with how everything is going. I was flabbergasted at how well these raspberries grew. They were just teeny tiny, maybe 3, maximum 4 weeks ago, and they've just grown like crazy. I never thought they would grow so big. In fact, I had planted some lettuce and some spinach around the base, and I quickly realized that that wasn't going to have enough space, and so I removed those little seeds and put them into a different spot because they weren't going to be able to flourish as long as these raspberries were taken over. I was really surprised. So because of the good results of that, I found a few more little tiny raspberries and I put them in grow bags and brought them out to Granny Camp also. So here are 2 of them that I put in here about 10 days ago, and they are just flourishing. I wasn't sure if they would. It's hard when you're trying to dig them up and there's lots of rocky soil, and they were dispersing into my grass, and so I was pleased to see that these have also survived. And then there's one more little raspberry down in here. I put 3 raspberry plants in this one, 2 raspberry plants in this one, and then 3 raspberry plants. So I have a spot. I'm going to move them once the summer really gets going. I'm going to move them outside and let them have free reign in a spot that I've cleared. These are the strawberries. I have 3 grow bags of strawberries and they're doing great. They're getting a little leggy, and so I'm wondering if they should have not been so deep in the bag because they're definitely growing up towards the sun. But you can see there's a few little blossoms and a few little strawberries are already growing. So they are happy out here in my pop-up portable greenhouse. I have some spinach. Doesn't look very happy. And some little lettuce seedlings. They need to be thinned out, and they seem to have sprouted better than the spinach. I planted 3 grow bags with some yellow squash. This one has 3 sprouted. This one, look, there's still one coming, and only 2 popped up in there. Look at my little tree. It was growing in an unfortunate location, so I put it in a grow bag and brought it out here, and it's just growing like gangbusters. So I'm going to find a place to put it out here in the woods at Granny Camp. Then about 3 days ago, I discovered this little tree, and he was growing in an unfortunate location. So I scooped him up and put him in a grow bag also. So he'll also be getting rehomed out in the woods at Granny Camp. One of the nice things about the grow bags is they have handles, so you can pick them up and move them around if you need to. Someone did leave a comment to me that it's not a good idea to pick them up and move them around because it can disturb the roots and maybe interfere with your plant's growth. So if you have any experience with that, leave it in the comments and help us learn. Someone needed rescuing. He got his rope trapped around a tree. Was crying for his mom. Teddy has a lot of fun at Granny Camp too. Next I have these 3 bags of potatoes, and you can see they're finally coming up. I had them pushed under the bench because they didn't really need sunlight because they were all just growing into the bag. But now that they're sprouting, guess what? This is the time when you're going to cover them over again, because it would be like if you were growing them in the garden, you would hill them up, and so you can still add more soil up until the top, and then they'll just keep growing up through it. So that's what I'm going to do. Because it's been warm this summer, the mosquitoes have been just terrible. They're not usually this bad this early. Well, they're not even usually this bad, and especially this early. And so some of my mosquito repellent tips and tricks aren't working so well this year. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these all the way up to the top. Be gentle with them so that you don't accidentally break the leaves or the stems. You want to be gentle. Okay, I filled these up almost to the rim. Tuck them all in, and then it allows the potatoes to keep filling up the bag. Everywhere there's soil, it can grow a few more potatoes in the grow bags. And that's probably one that you wouldn't want to keep moving around, because you would be disturbing all the little roots and tubers inside your grow bags of your potatoes. So I'm going to leave them for now. I'm not going to move them around unless I absolutely have to. I think I'm going to take my big bucket of soil out because I've just about used it up. And it's taken up a lot of room in here. Can you see the thermometer? Even with the big door open on the greenhouse, it's still about 82 in here, which is awesome. It stays nice and warm, and when you keep it closed up, it stays humid in here. And I haven't needed to worry about watering them nearly as much as I thought I would. They're really keeping enough water. I haven't had to have so much. I've had to really pour the water on my outdoor garden I have at my home because it's been so dry. There's been absolutely no rain for weeks. It's staying so nice and warm in here. It's almost like going to the tropics. It's amazing how humid it stays in here, and it's just a lovely temperature. It's very nice. Once the rains start falling again, which it usually rains quite a bit in the summer, that's when I'm going to move the raspberries and the strawberries out into my newly prepared patch, because it wouldn't be helpful to do that right now while there's no rain, because I don't have running water out here, and so there wouldn't be enough water. It would be very difficult to try to continue to help them grow so nicely without the benefit of Mother Nature's watering. And so once it starts raining again, I'm going to transplant the little trees, the raspberries and the strawberries. What else can you do besides plant some things and grow some of your food? Stock up on the cheapest long-lasting foods. Foods are still cheap, and you can store them for a long time. Things like rice, beans, oatmeal, pasta, flour, sugar, and add spices so that you can spice up those beans and rice and make them better. And then whatever food that you can grow can add and supplement to those basic foods. So then that's how you develop a food storage strategy, a prepper pantry stockpile food strategy, is that you have the longest lasting foods, and then you grow some or figure out where you can still buy them so that you can add to your basic foods. Could you live on just beans and rice? Yes. Would it taste better with spices? Of course. Think if you could have some freshly grown foods that you could add into that. Wouldn't that be delightful? That would be absolutely the best. So it's not too late to start growing. It's not too late to stockpile some of the longest lasting foods while they're still cheap and available. Nobody knows what's coming, so we need to take advantage of the two things that we have, which is time and your life. And so you want to make the most of every day that you have to make the best life that you have. If you have other ideas on foods to stockpile and how to grow more of your own food, leave comments so we can learn from each other. And if you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.